Hi folks, and welcome to today's update with me, Stephen Ball, Stephen Nightingale Ball, which I double barrel my name when I'm talking, business terms. And today I want to use my channel for two things. I know that sounds, having one channel for one thing, another channel, and I am going to hopefully have a secondary channel at some point. But this channel is for my pretend radio shows that I do, my pretend radio station. I'm going to do a talk on my pretend radio station pretty soon because there is a talk coming on that. There's also a talk on Mind Mob and where it's at. That's also happening very soon. But I've managed to figure out YouTube Studio and how to use it. And you can click in the videos, the video information. And I thought this very seriously when I was out with Dad playing football. I thought, I'm going to announce to Mummy and Anne that most of my videos, except for the radio shows, because I want more traffic for those, the videos like this one, for example, and many others, a lot of the Mind Mob videos, the pretend and play office stuff, the stuff that we do, a lot of pretend, we're going to make it for kids. I've decided to, I didn't want to, but it means that people can't comment on the videos. The comments are turned off for those videos. It means that people can no longer comment on them. And so yeah. And, I felt very strongly about this because I thought, really, I might put the odd blog on there where I might want people to comment on, so I won't make it for kids because I might want people to comment on it. But if I'm doing that, it might be suggestions or Q&A or whatever. But the reason why we're complying with those videos that are made for kids is because it's protects me. It's for my own protection. So I'm thinking I'm safeguarding myself with this one. And I only just thought it today when I was sorting out the channel and realised that I could make, made for kids or not made for kids. I discussed this a while. That my channel is a not for made kids channel. I discussed this way back, but I made the choice for certain videos to be made for kids. The reason that I decided for that was because, if people wanted to put a hateful comment, they can't put a hateful comment on it because they can't comment. So be it. And of course, for some of you who want, I'll be driving traffic elsewhere. Facebook, I'll be driving traffic to, which is, we have an open shop window. We have, the driving your own vision videos. I'm not changing those because they had a lot of traffic towards them, and they're like self-help videos, so they're not being made for kids. But the rest of the videos, the rest of the Mind Mob videos, including this one, will be made for kids content. Because we feel that this is what, needs to happen. Yeah, we're not making kids content. The reason I'm doing this is because this is very difficult to say. My mind is a bit like I've got a 10-year-old's mind, and people watch some of my videos, or pretend and play office videos. They're kind of geared towards kids. The VTech toy video review, that's going to be a made for kids video because we got a toy in it, and there's we kind of want, there's a lot of kids that go to that video. That's why I think it had a couple of dislikes on it. Actually, no, I'm not going to change that one because no, I'm not, because what, greedy cow? No, it's fine. I can use that word. I've used that word in this video. But you know, I think, you know, we stick to those rules or whatever. The radio shows, looking at like Spreaker, I use Spreaker for my pretend radio shows, and I don't use it seriously, but I like to look at my analytics, and I look at that, I take that seriously, and I know a lot of people listen on YouTube, so we kind of making that interactive, and I'm making a video on that pretty soon, and that won't be a made for kids video because people might want to comment on it. But to safeguard myself, and hopefully for my sister and mummy, would be very happy if my YouTube videos were made for kids to safeguard me. I think they'd be clapping their hands in celebration, knowing that, you know, it's made for kids content. You know, after all, we are a pretend and play channel. We are an imaginative play channel. We do a lot of imaginary things. We talk about imaginary things a lot. We talk about imaginary friends a lot. And we bring them to the channel and my pretend office, and it's like I kind of want to sort of safeguard me on this channel. And the Facebook's going to get very serious for Mind Mob very soon, and we'll sort of Q&A out. Of course, I'm not using YouTube as my one source of platform. I'm using Facebook, but I use WordPress more. So I use WordPress more for like promotion and what I need to do. I use the Facebook side to, you know, have the open shop window for people to come, and with Facebook, it's like they're not just peering through the shop window; they're being dragged through the shop window by their balls, you know, and it's like rubbed in everyone's faces and shoved down people's throats. I mean, I will come to a video where I do discuss about Facebook and yeah, and of course my YouTube stuff. What I use YouTube for is putting myself out there, putting my creativity out there, putting my content creation out there. But I have videos that just won't be made for kids, or, you know, if they're music or whatever, music stuff or whatever. But it's like people start coming to the channel and I go, oh yeah, that's made for kids. It's not made for kids. You know, it's one of those things. And you see, the reason that the radio shows won't be made for kids is because there's no such thing as made for kids. Like, there's no such thing as age demographic when it comes to radio. You know, fine, it may be your station has a policy where it's a 25 to 50. No, 25 to 40. So in that demographic, you wouldn't be playing. I'm trying to think. You wouldn't be playing Baby Shark, for example, on, say, for example, Smooth Radio. You wouldn't be playing. I'm trying to think of another track. Or you wouldn't be playing stuff like. I'm trying to think of stuff that kids listen to. You wouldn't be playing like. like What the Fox Says or Crazy Frog or any Disney stuff. You'll be playing any Disney music because, you know, your station is geared to, and you wouldn't be playing stuff like trying to think, you wouldn't be playing stuff like Avicii, or you wouldn't be playing David Guetta, or you wouldn't be playing Fake Blood, or you wouldn't be playing you wouldn't be playing any Justin Bieber for sure. You might play a little Guetta, or you might play a little, you know, Beyonce or something like that. But technically you wouldn't play, you know, it's more kind of mums and dads music that you would play. You know, you'd play like Bob Marley or Travelling Wilburys or the Beatles or the Kinks or the Rolling Stones, ABBA. You'd play lots of ABBA. Oh, every radio station that plays ABBA, you just know it's a 25 to 45 category. You know, Simply Red. You know, and so basically, radio doesn't. But I don't believe radio. The radio that I do, Temper Radio, which is a pretend radio station, our demographic is 18 to 25 category. We used to basically copy trying to think of the radio station, Real Radio it was called. And Real Radio at its time was a bit like Radio 1 mashed with it was like Radio 1 mashed with smooth radio. You know, I liked that idea. You know, that you'd play a few tracks for young people and a few tracks for elderly people or middle-aged people. But I don't think the radio stations like that. The big wigs don't. The thing is, when radio is run by big wigs, right? When it's run by big bosses with their shirts and ties and suits, they don't like creativity. And, you know, I mean, my pretend radio station changed a lot when, at the time when I was working at McGill Radio, we had management that would only let us play certain music. You know, which was annoying because what we really wanted to do was play dance music. I mean, me and James, we do play dance music in our show because we both love it. But I do say to James, you know, think of what the listener might want to hear. It's hard, I know, because it's difficult, but sometimes it's. So what I do at McGill Radio these days is I will say I like a song even if I don't like it, and I know James will play it. You know, because I think the audience might like it. Sometimes I've got to have that head on. I'm like, James, I really like this song. So I don't always tell him that I dislike a song. And he's, you know, but at the time when we had management in, and I couldn't play EDM, I couldn't play dance music. When I'd come home, I would make sure that my shows were full of dance music. I was, and full of creative flow. And I mean, I understand that Magul Radio, they wouldn't allow things like chip tunes still. My boss would probably say, "Oh, we're not playing that. It sounds ridiculous or whatever." But the thing is, it's like radio won't do. People won't take risks in radio. If I had a radio station, I would take every single risk in the book, because as long as it didn't offend people, or as long as people, as long as there was a reason why we were taking that risk, then yeah, I'd go for it, plainly, and yeah, but I just think that radio doesn't have an age limit. It doesn't have, kids are going to turn on the radio in the day and they're not going to hear stuff that they shouldn't be hearing. I mean, even Radio 1, when they play, this is what I've noticed, when they say that the music has swearing in, right? They, like, on Radio 1, for example, right? I've noticed this. They will put out, like, a warning, a word of warning. Yeah, some of the lyrics may be heavy, but a lot of it's still edited. It's still cut out. They still, and it's like, why are they putting that word of warning out? If they've already put that word of warning out, I mean, I know some shows are age rated because you get, talk shows, for example, because you get these drunk people who come on and they start, giving you the 4-letter words and stuff. I would hate to do a phone in purely for that reason. And it's the presenter's responsibility. It is the presenter's responsibility. It's the presenter's responsibility if someone swears on your show. I mean, I do tell my sidekick off from time to time when he starts talking about other radio stations. I'm like, James, shouldn't talk about that. And it's usually a little tap on the wrist I give him. But, I mean, usually on another radio station, if they've mentioned another radio station, that's usually fine. But I remember when I was trained for hospital radio, and it's a big no-no to discuss other stations. However, you can discuss the BBC to your heart's content. Even though on our radio station they don't like us discussing stuff about Radio 4 and that, I do pop in a little bit of Radio. I'll sneak in and discuss Radio 4 because I know, like, the BBC may. I mean, I do talk about, like, if we've been on Radio Merseyside, I'll discuss that because it's a local station. But the BBC stations, and as long as you're not, ripping something off, you should be fine. The thing is, though, with, like, Radio 4, they can discuss any other radio station they want, but with, say, Radio 1, whatever, it's, anyway, I've discussed a lot about this channel and where it's going to go. And I want to have a little bit of downtime before I go around the block. Just one more thing. Just one more thing that I want to talk about one more thing is we are you know, we are changing stuff on this channel, like I said, to safeguard, you know, safeguard people. Not with every single video. And this channel's getting, you know, it's getting polished up a lot. And the VTech Slide and Go, there was only 2 dislikes on it, but it had the biggest, it was the most viewed video on this channel. Most viewed. You know, you can't believe that, can you? A most viewed video on a toy. And in fact, I rate VTech, and I will do another video on VTech. But anyway, keep safe, and I'll be putting this video out later on this evening, and hopefully, again, I mean, this channel, this is another thing I'll make another video on. This channel is gonna be, I've always said it's not a part of Mind Mob and what we do, but we are gonna make it a part of Mind Mob and what we do, and a part of Temper Radio. Well, it is what we do with Temper Radio, but with Mind Mob and what we do, every day we can look in on the channel and see what needs changing, see what needs going. Because people might not be into that video, or it might be that, you know, and yeah, so this is a channel update. It's not a vlog, it's an update. I'm not exactly what to surely call this update, categorize it. It might be uncategorized, but you know, at least we can sort things out anyway. Anyway, guys, that's it for this. Hope you've enjoyed this this vid.